Hey everyone, it's me, Bakisa, and welcome back to the Canva Cafe. We are going to be making another Valentine's Day flyer, and if you hear a lot of clicking, it's because I'm recording from my actual desktop, so you'll be hearing the microphone pick that up. So, and if you hear any other noise, it's my neighbors upstairs. Okay, so let's get started. So this is going to be the flyer that we're making today, and today you're in luck because we're going to be doing a motion flyer today. And this is what it's gonna look like. So let's get started. So I have my blank page already, and I have my video here, and you can search or pick any video you want. This is the one that I'm using, so I'm just gonna click it and set it as my background, and I'm gonna play it. And depending on where you're going to post it, if you're going to then you're going to decide how much time you need. So you can adjust your time by clicking this right here, the little scissor, and you can slide this back and forth as as much time that you want it to record for. So we've done that, so we're going to move on. So next I am going to get a model. So I'm going to get someone from, I am going to remove her background. And side note, I am using Canva's old editor because it's my favorite. And with Canva's old editor, you have a few more options that even with the new editor, you can shift around where you want the shadows, the angles, and all these different things, but I ain't got time for that. And I just like these that I love so much. So we're gonna do a drop shadow. And I'm going to click these 3 lines because I want to adjust where the shadow is. Let me see if I can slide y'all up a little bigger before it sets in place. I want the shadow to be up here, so I'm just going to select this drop down and I'll show you the difference. There's the top, and the shadow pops in at the top right. So that's where I'm going to do it this time. And I'm just going to put the transparency all the way just so you can see what I'm talking about. So right there, if you do top, right, of course you won't see the bottom because I am cutting the picture off left. Okay, so just so you know, so we're going to put it back to the top right. The top right, or did I just want to do right? And I'm going to put the transparency back to 50, and I think I'm just going to put it back to top right. Okay, so now we're done. And right here you can change the color if you want it to match a little bit more with a brand or whatever you want to do. You can change it so now it's like a nice glowy red back there, which we could do. But we're not going to do that because that's not on the what is advertised. So okay, we're done. Okay, so now I'm just going to position her to the side, and you can put her wherever you want to. I may or may not do her exactly like the last flyer because I don't want to hold y'all. So that's basically, okay, we're going to look real quick. That's basically where the other one is. She's a little smaller on this one, but that's fine. So now I'm going to go over to my elements. And because I know I'm going to put some wordage and different things, I don't want, that was my phone. What I don't want is somebody to be texting me while I'm doing a tutorial. So I should turn my ringers off. So I'm going to look for a blur because I want a divider between her and the words, but I don't want to block out everything. And the one I'm using is called Blurry Gradient. Plus I also want to soften the background. And if we know math, I put it at 90 degrees so I know it's straight up and down. And I'm also gonna pull it a little bit across so it will soften her up just a tad bit. Okay, so that's good. And as you can see, we have a little space right here over on the edge, so make sure you pull it all the way. I like to pull it a little past the line, and I blow it up to make sure that it's, you know, not showing up here either, so it's all covered. So now what we are going to do, we're going to put our wordage, and I'm just going to copy from up here. You can put whatever word you want. So I'm just going to Command and C, which is copy, and I'm going to Command and V, so it's going to place the words right here. Now the font that I used here is called Brown Sugar, and I did do an effect on it. I did the shadow effect, and I left the shadow as black so that the words could pop a little bit off the page. So next I'm going to add the rest of my what we doing, which is wig sale. And once again, I'm just going to copy it from here and paste it here because you don't need a tutorial on how to write. And I'm just pasting it there, wig sale. So now looking at it, before I move on, I'm going to run my video to see what the words are looking like, if people are able to read the words, depending, you know. So to me, it's still a little bit hard to read the words, so I'm just going to add something extra. I don't think I did it on the other one, but I'm going to add it. Oh, and this would have been pretty in black, but we're not doing black, we're doing white today, okay? So this particular element is also called Pill Shadow Blur because it's shaped like a pill. It's so cute. And that black with that red is just everything. I feel like just changing out the whole. Don't worry, I got y'all. So we're gonna turn that white. So now the words pop with or without the video moving in the back. It's very important for people to be able to read what you're selling. It doesn't matter that she's cute and all this other stuff if people don't know what we're selling. I'm just gonna make her a little bit bigger so her face isn't as blurred. Okay, so now we've done that, and we're gonna put our website, almost literally your website. We're just gonna paste it here, and I'm going to, no, I'm not alive. I was gonna say I was gonna stretch it out, but I want it to stay within the confines of over here. I don't want to blend it in over here. And so the next thing we're going to do, I need something to write on, and I love finding elements to write on instead of writing everything on a square or on a circle, you know, a regular square shape or circle. I like to find elements that pertain to whatever my flyer is to use to write on. And this would have been pretty too if the words were in another color. So here's another little suggestion, but it's not about that. So I'm gonna shrink it a little bit, and I want to put it up here somewhere. It would have been cute if it was smaller or whatever, and you could use it over the eye as a dot, like a heart dot. Not in this photo, of course, because you'll be covering her face. But if you shrunk it a little bit, that'd be cute too. I might do that. I might do that too. I came on here to teach y'all one thing, and I'm over here doing something else. But you know, it is what it is. So anyway, we'll get back to that. I'm gonna duplicate that because I might do that. We're gonna put it right here. Valentine. See, I be thinking about stuff while I'm designing. Okay, let me use the little. Now, if you want to move something one frame at a time, I'm gonna blow it up so you can see what I mean. Select your item and just use the arrow key, and it'll move. I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna use the arrow key. See how it's just moving it one little frame at a time, to the right, to the left, to the back, to the back. Now dip. Let me stop. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it directly over the eye. I was getting ready to point to the screen with my finger, but y'all can't see me pointing. So right there. So I'm gonna leave that there for a little fun. So of course I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail to make sure it reflects this flyer. So anyway, now we're gonna edit this image because I don't want it so flat on the page. So I'm gonna go to the shadows and I'm gonna pick one of my favorite, which is called Page Lift. And it's gonna look like the heart is floating on the page or floating off the page, however you wanna say it. So I'm gonna apply and I'm gonna wait a few seconds to make sure it sets. So now I'm just gonna make it big enough to hold what I'm about to write on there. Okay, so now I'm gonna get ready to write. So on my keyboard, I'm just gonna press the letter T for text, and I'm gonna write 25%. Yeah, this Valentine's Day, let's do 50%. 50% off. And yes, I am using my colorful, fun keyboard. I'm gonna change the font to the font that we're using, because we're using 2 fonts and I suggest you don't use more than 3. Let me change the color first and see how this font looks. So this is the brown sugar font. And let me angle it along with the heart. Child, I got 250% off. Child, you're gonna be coming all the time. And so there's too much space between 50 and off. So I'm gonna go up here where the arrow pointing up and down is, and I'm gonna decrease the space in between the lines. So that's why you would use the one that says line space. And I can go in details later how you actually use that particular function. So I'm gonna make sure people can see the 50% because it's important. That's what's gonna catch their attention. And because I want it to be seen a little bit more, I'm gonna hit the effects and I'm gonna put shadow, but I'm gonna make sure the shadow is black. I think it's a tad bit off, but you know, no pun intended. And I think I'm gonna do the shadow on this little heart down here too, to make it pop. And because I did that, I'm going to shrink it just a tad bit more once it saves. What's going on here? So I'm just going to shrink it just a tad. And the word wig, I think it got stuck behind the blur. Oh no, it's not. So why is it that color? What color is the word? I thought it was red. That's peculiar. So let me change the color. For some reason I thought it was red. Okay. And I did do an effect behind the word wig. For the shadow, I went in with the green. Make it a little bit darker. Or a little bit more transparent. All right, so is that it? Okay. That one had a bigger heart. We'll make this a little bigger so people can see the sail. All right, so that's flyer. I was gonna say number 1 because it's the only one we're doing tonight. But thank you so much. If you found value and you thought this flyer was cute and you thought it was easy and simple, give me a thumbs up. leave a comment down below, and see you in the next tutorial. Love you. Bye.